Hello. If you are joining me live, I am back this week with Wellness and Wisdom Wednesdays. Ask Kimberly J Live. I'll give you all a few moments or a few minutes to join the live broadcast. My energy is kind of low during this winter solstice. As I'm sure many of you are experiencing the same thing, just this kind of overarching lull. And I've also found that it's been kind of an emotional week. The beginning part of the week a bit challenging. And so, if you have been having those experiences of being like overly emotional or overly sensitive, fatigued, low energy, you are not alone. This is a time period where a lot of us our bodies is asking of us to kind of just be still, to just reflect, to relax, and to be um, kind of the center, not kind of, but yeah, just to center and to just be. And again, this season tends to pull so much out of us. For me personally, I'm not allowing the season itself to pull a lot out of me, but I know that there are a lot of people out there that are feeling the stress, the anxiety, the pressure of just trying to hurry up and get things done. I even set some intentions to get some more of my research work done this week, and it's just not happening. I'm just not feeling it. I'm trying, but it's just not working. And so I'm trying to be compassionate with myself and just say, okay, Kim, it's okay. It's just, just be in the flow. And so that's very important. And sometimes you do have to coach yourself in order to be able to just be in the flow and to give yourself some grace. No, nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody's going to give you grace. Nobody's going to give you compassion. Nobody's going to say, you know what, why don't you go take that walk, or why don't you take that extra long coffee break if you need it. Nobody's going to tell you that. And so you have to be radical about being in alignment for how you feel now, even if it's not great. Even if you're feeling some kind of way. I know I sat here, I think it was Tuesday, yeah, and I don't know, I was just an emotional wreck. And shout out to Sonia Marie, the astrologer, because I listened to her live only to um, be comforted by the fact that she too and others were experiencing this heavy, dense energy on Tuesday. I think that was Tuesday, either Monday, Tuesday. I want to say it was Tuesday. Yeah, like this heavy, really, really dense kind of grieving energy, where I just gave myself permission that day just to be still, to cry, even though I didn't know what the hell I was crying about. But the energy, it needed to move. And I just gave it permission to move. And then, no, that was Monday actually, because this is Wednesday. So yeah, that was Monday. And so yeah, I just gave it permission to move. And then Tuesday I was a lot clearer and felt a lot better. And so I think that's what a lot of us need, especially during this time period of, again, of radical hibernation, is that we have to be mindful to allow ourselves the grace and the compassion to feel however you feel, to check out if you need to check out, to be still, to not do, so much, not to be so busy. And so hopefully I'm giving you all some time to kind of jump in. Tonight's live will I'm not sure if it'll be long or short. I don't think it'll be that long. I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight. And so many of you who I have worked with and continue to work with, a lot of my clients, you all know that I am an intuitive reader and Akashic record reader. And so I do get on a regular basis, I do get a lot of spiritual downloads, a lot of divine inspiration, wisdom. I have notebooks full of writings in terms of these downloads. And what I wanted to do tonight in this space is kind of just tap into the energies of 2023. And so, in this space tonight, I am going to open my own Akashic records here live with you all in an effort to go deeper and to look into what is in store for the collective consciousness, the collective, all of us, kind of what is on the horizon for 2023. And so that's what I want to do with you all in partnership or in community with you all this evening. This will be my last live before the end of the year. And so, yeah, I'm excited that this cycle of 2022 is coming to a close. For a lot of us, it has been very challenging. I can speak for myself. It's been a challenging year in a lot of ways, but in the ways that it has been challenging, it's also presented so many opportunities and so many lessons and so many learnings and so many blessings. And just as I was getting to a point, at the beginning of the year where I was just dealing with a lot of personal releasing a lot of personal pain and trauma and learning more. That never ceases to amaze me, that you can be 53, I'm 53, and still learning more about yourself every single day. And so I started off at the beginning of the year in this place of just radical reflection and releasing a lot of blocked energy, a lot of trauma, a lot of things that I needed to get in alignment with myself. So I started that off in the year. So it was at the beginning of 2022, it was just this really intense energy in terms of healing, like hard work, healing. And then towards the middle part of 2022, it was just all of this, just grace and this compassion and this liberation and this freedom and continued exploration, but exploration in a way that was really empowering. And so it ended up kind of balancing itself out. And so that's just, me sharing kind of personally what, really high level, what 2022 was like for me. And so let's get started. I'll check and just see if anybody has dropped in yet. I do know a lot of you all tend to watch the rebroadcast. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. I want to say welcome. I want to say I hope that this recording or this talk finds you all well and in a place where you can begin to do some reflection, that you can begin to kind of wind down 2022 in an effort to release and to clear, or to create a clearing so you can embody the things, the wisdom, the teachings, the guidance, the direction, the transformation that is awaiting you for in 2023. And so tonight's topic is ease in 2023. And this came to me, I want to say this came to me, I just did Healing Circle. I think it was last Sunday. All my days begin to run together. But last Sunday, I did Healing Circle. And that's what was downloaded to me, just in terms of what to expect as an overarching theme for 2023 is ease. And so it's so very important that we begin to embody this energy or spirit of ease. All of us have been doing a lot of soul healing work whether you are consciously aware that that's what you have been doing over the last few years or not. There has been so much personal and collective soul healing work that is happening on the planet and that will continue to happen, but it's been so loud, so in your face, so deafening, where is every time you get up, you're hearing about stuff happening in the media, you're hearing about all of this trauma. It's like surrounding you is so intense. Intensity, that's where I'm getting at. It's just been so intense over the last couple of years, dealing with COVID, dealing with the pandemic, dealing with the economy, dealing with all of these structures and systems being out of whack. And so it's been really, really intense over the last couple of years. And so next year, as we move into 2023, it's going to be about ease. And so the external energies, the universal energies around us and within us is going to call us to be radical about compassion, about being in flow, and anything that is not in alignment, anything that is not ease and a flow, being able to disconnect and divest. No questions asked, no fighting, no argument, just, cutting shit off. So 2023 is going to be about just clean breaks, severing, ease. Ease. Okay. And so as we start moving into, and I call it a new cycle, um, because I'm more in alignment with honoring the cycles of nature. And so, as today we are celebrating, ritualizing, sitting in the winter solstice, and that marks a period of when the sun, you can say like a mini death or a symbolic death of the sun and the rebirth. And so, as we are looking at these natural cycles, as we are entering, today, the winter season, the winter solstice, energetically, it's important for us to pay attention to what that means for us, because as the external energies definitely impact our internal energies, and it calls for us to be in alignment, is to understand what's going on externally. And so that's symbolic death and rebirth of the sun. And so with this being the shortest day, starting tomorrow, the days are gonna get a little longer. And so that's kind of indicative of the rebirthing process or the rebirthing period that we are all as energetic beings are in alignment to and with. And so what does it require from us? It requires that we continue to embody a spirit of compassion as we move into this new season: compassion, comfort, retreat, restoration. And so this is a powerful period for us to really begin, that hibernation process, to really go within and be very radical, mindful, and unapologetic about your need for stillness during this time, your need for hibernation, not a need to be out and about and starting new relationships and hanging out and all of that. Really, it is a time for us to kind of settle into us without feeling selfish or self-centered. It's not about that at all. And so it is so radically important that we give ourselves the time and to create a space that will allow us that time and that space of radical reflection. And that is conscious work. That's work. It's not something that is just going to happen. We have to be conscious about doing that work of reflection. And so, with that said, I have an exercise that I want to share with you all. I actually did it, again, referring back to Healing Circle on Sunday. I actually did it within our Healing Circle on Sunday. And it's just an exercise, it's a reflective exercise that I will invite you to do. You can do it now with me. I'll kind of introduce the exercise, but it's not necessary that you do it right now because you may not be in a space conducive for doing some deep reflection. And I really want you to take this exercise seriously and intentionally, which means finding a space where you can, just be still, or a space of quietness, maybe lighting some candles, maybe some incense, or just, giving yourself a space or a time and a place where you got maybe 15-20 minutes. It's not a very long exercise. Maybe, again, where you can just focus, where you can go within and focus. And so I'll guide you through the exercise really briefly so you can always come back to this and, rewind it and do it whenever you have time. But if you have a little bit of time now or a little bit of spaciousness now, I invite you into this exercise where you can just briefly close your eyes, take 3 very deep, long, powerful breaths. And as you are taking these breaths, begin to draw your awareness to your third eye, your inner sight, your inner eye, you know. And so in drawing your awareness to your inner eye or your inner sight or your third eye, whatever you want to call it, begin to visualize your overall year as your year is coming to a close. So just kind of take a journey into your mind's eye. Just briefly reflecting on this year. See if you can find a few things, 1, 2, maybe 3 things, either fill ins or lessons or experiences, things that you went through. Even, it could be even people that you want to release as the year comes to a close. It could be judgments about yourself or judgments about others, just whatever it is that you would like to release. Just take a moment and reflect on those things. And once you're done with that, and you can write it down. Again, I'm going to go through this like really quickly because I have so much more I want to talk to you all about. But even writing it down, writing those 3 things down. And then once you are done with that, reflect on 3 experiences that you may have had in 2022 that you want to carry forward into 2023. Three experiences, 3 lessons, 3 things that came, that you were awakened to, that you may want to work some more on in the new year, or you may want to explore more of. It could be some teachings, it could be some lessons, it could be anything that you were connected to, that you opened up to, that you want to continue to grow and expand on in 2023. Bringing those things into your mind's eye, and perhaps writing them down if it feels right for you, to write it down. And so I know I went through that really quickly because, again, I just want to give you time to kind of do it on your own. I just wanted to guide you through that brief reflective exercise. As that exercise, it will help to give you clarity. And that's what we want as we're moving into the new season, is that we want a space of clarity, so we can begin to cultivate whatever intentions that we want to set forth for ourselves in 2023. It's a lot easier to set forth those intentions when we're clear. Okay. And so, again, tonight, if you're just joining me, welcome. I do want to expand on the overarching theme of 2023, which is ease, ease, ease. Yes, ease. Ease. That is the word for 2023. Ease. We're going to do everything with ease. And so, along with that, I'm going to provide you some guidance, some wisdom, some clarity directly from spirit in terms of what is in store for our collective consciousness for 2023. So that's kind of what I want to get through today. So greetings, welcome. I'm happy to be back in this space. I am Kimberly J, spiritual teacher, scholar, activist, master healing practitioner, and the founder and owner of the Journey to Wholeness Center. And I am here to hold a sacred healing space for you, equipped with tools and resources to empower you on your own unique journey to healing and wholeness. And I welcome you to another evening of Wellness and Wisdom Wednesdays, Ask Kimberly J. And so now I can say that. If you all remember at the beginning of the year, I struggled with saying Wellness and Wisdom Wednesdays. Now I can say it with no problem. But anyway, so we're going to start this space. I usually start the space with a brief meditation, but instead we did that kind of reflective exercise. And so I'm going to fast forward and, well, rather move forward into the intuitive reading. And so that's what I'm going to start off with tonight, just to give you an idea of the direction that we're going in tonight. And so, but normally every other week. I'm trying to do it like every couple of weeks. I come on here, give you just, divine wisdom, guidance, whatever is coming through in terms of spiritual downloads or whatever is coming through in terms of my own personal lived experiences that I am empowered to share with you, again, to help you on your particular journey. Again, I am an intuitive, and I mentioned that earlier, but as an intuitive, I am able to tap into that energy, that spirit of intuition, to pull back wisdom and teachings and direction and guidance. And I use that to help people, right? I'm a spiritual life coach, intuitive reader, and an energy healer. So those are some of the things that I do with my ability to be able to tap into spirit. And so the overarching theme of the year, again, is ease. I'll repeat that again. Ease, ease, ease. And so with that said, we must begin, not must, it's not optional. We must begin to cultivate ways, means, methods, relationships with ourselves and others and the planet that is rooted in ease. It is rooted in compassion, rooted in love, rooted in harmony, that is nourishing, that it is comforting. And these are ways of being in relationship with ourselves, ways of being in relationship with others, ways of being in relationship with our calling, with our passion, with nature, ways of being in relationship with our ancestors. Like, yeah, that's the work as we're coming into 2023. And reason being is that this rugged, authoritarian, hierarchical, oppressive, controlling ideologies that we have been indoctrinated under, living under, survival of the fittest, be strong, push through, compete, like all of that stuff. This paradigm is done. Those things are not working. It has caused so much harm and is continuing to cause so much harm to our bodies, to our mental, a lot of harm to our mental, a lot of harm to our planet. And it is no longer sustainable. And this is what we are contending with, or have been contending with, year after year after year after year, is that we are in the midst of an incredible paradigm shift. And within this paradigm shift, our old ways of being in relationship are just crumbling apart. And so 2023, that's going to continue to persist in 2020. It's going to persist until you're ready to let that shit go. It's going to persist until you are ready to learn how to be compassionate, how to be loving, how to embody the divine feminine. how to embody intuition, how to begin to cultivate balance and harmony, how to embody divine masculine. What does that look like? What do those complementary energies look like within us that are empowered and not a way that is one powering or controlling over the other? And so those are the spaces that we're going to have to go into more fully, more holistically in 2023. And so the only way that we're going to be able to not only survive, but to thrive this next year is and keep our mental, physical, and spiritual bodies and ways of being in relationship with all the aspects of ourselves, is that we must do everything, and I mean everything, consistently, constantly, from a place of ease and grace, requiring this radical leaning into the felt senses of our body, into our intuition, our wisdom, and opening and surrendering to the divine guidance of our spirit. And so how do we get there? How do we get there? We get there through stillness. We get there again through compassion. We get there through disconnecting from people and experiences that drain us, that energetically drain us. How do we get there? We're mindful. We become more mindful about who we are, why we are, what is our purpose? What are the experiences that we want to have, that we want to create for ourselves? And all of that requires this radical inward experiences, radically inward experiences, reflection, that needs to happen, listening to spirit that needs to happen in order for us to be able to not only survive, but to thrive into the new year. And so I'm already like receiving downloads. And so what I would like to do now is just pause, because as I move into this collective reading, I would like to set the intention to open my Akashic record so I can really like tune in and hear spirit. And so this might be a little daunting for me because I do a lot of Akashic readings. I have done thousands of Akashic readings for others. I've done thousands for myself, but I've never done it on a live platform. So y'all bear with me like this, where it's just like kind of like this one-way communication. So if you all could bear with me. And so yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just pause, and I'm just gonna go within for a minute or so, opening my heart, centering myself, grounding, and saying a little prayer to open my records. And then I'll share with you whatever comes forward. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for courage and direction to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to me. O Holy Spirit of God, help me to know myself through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of me have for me. The records are now open. So there was like, as always, when I go into the records, there is this powerful and empowering shift that happens, and it's I liken it to like this huge portal opening up. And so as I began to travel and journey and explore um, where our collective consciousness is headed into this new season, into this new cycle, along with everything I talked about, just in terms of ease and compassion and flow. It's going to be very important as we move into this new cycle to be radical about our health. Yeah. Um, because even if even if you take away the whole thing with COVID, like our lifestyles are literally killing us, and it's not only killing us physically, it has everything to do with the mental health crises that we are embarking upon. Has everything to do with the food that we are consuming, with the social media that we are consuming. These energies are energies that, if not checked, will continue to destroy our mental state of being. And so, coming into 2023, we have to be radical about our health. We have to be radical about returning back to fruits and vegetables and herbs and things. Like our food supply, especially here in the United States, is toxic. It is so toxic. And I'm just seeing that, like, that is just coming through so heavily. Um, is you got to get, like that is mandatory. And that's been showing up for a lot of people, but yeah, to be just extremely radical about your food and the things that you are ingesting. Again, staying away from the processed food, reading labels, making sure that you are not overeating, making sure that you are well aware of what it is that you are consuming. So, going into the next year, that is going to be so very, very important, is to cultivate a healthy lifestyle. So that's the first thing that is coming to me. The second thing is economics and finances and like money. So unfortunately, our economy is going to continue to decline and crumble. Reason being is that instead of big corporations um, trying to meet the needs of its employees in a way, like employees are there, demanding more time off, they're demanding fairer treatment, but instead of listening and cultivating, shifting these organizational structures so they're more egalitarian and more compassionate, um, they're going to double down because they're losing profits, they're losing employees, but again, instead of um, making the workplace better, they're going to double down. And a lot more people are going to realize just how toxic their work environments are, and they're going to walk away. Again, because of the energies coming into 2023 are of extreme ease, of compassion, of flow. It's not gonna be hard. It's like people are gonna like wake up one day and just, a lot of people are gonna wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm gonna start my own business. or I'm just gonna leave, or I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna do something. Like people are going to really tap into their creativity and into their intuitive gifts and abilities in 2023 and start creating new ways of working, bartering, exchange, like, and so there's going to be, or continue to be, I know it's already started, but there's going to continue to be like this massive exit from corporate in 2023, which is going to continue to cause markets to crash, continue to cause the economy to go out of whack. So it's going to be important if you have any type of land uh, to learn how to cultivate your own crops, learn how to grow food, learn how to grow vegetables. There will be a food shortage. A looming or pending food shortage. And not because, again, it's not because we don't have food. It's because corporations want to squeeze out and make demand so tight and so limited, so scarce. So they're intentionally creating scarcity so they can raise prices and recuperate a lot of the profits that they have lost over the last few years. And so please don't fear. So that's what's coming to me now. It's like, please don't go into um this energy of fear, that it's not enough food on the planet, that now we have to do that now. Like, it's not about fear. It is about um manipulative, controlling scarcity that is going to be introduced or continue to be, because we all are already feeling a little bit, that is going to continue to permeate into the next year. And so if you don't want to fall kind of prey or victim to that, it's very important that, again, if you cultivate a healthy lifestyle, then you don't have to worry about a lot of the food staples continuing to rise in prices. If you learn how to grow your food, if you cultivate a diet that is rich in vegetables, and you're able to get seeds, and so there are ways around it. And so I don't want you all to be like in this place of radical fear about scarcity, because again, this is contrived, constructed, manipulative scarcity in order to squeeze more out of people. And so that's coming to me too, as clear as day. Um, Community. It's going to be so important that you find your people, that you find your people. Um, the whole idea of individualism, the whole idea of um, doing everything on your own. See, what's going to help in difficult times is cultivating a sense of community and partnership, and getting with like-minded people to create the things that you need to create the abundance, to create the gardens. You know what I'm saying? That's coming back again. So I know people like, hey, well, I don't have any land, but get get a collective. You get 10 people together, you pull your resources together, you can buy a little plot of land and grow your own shit. Like, those are the times that we're headed to. And so I'm seeing a lot of that in 2023, a lot of collective and communities coming together to do the work that needs to be done for us to sustain our autonomy, for us to not just survive, for us to thrive, for us to transform community, for us to divest from these oppressive systems and oppressive structures that are in place, so we can get creative. And so all of that tends to happen when we are in community. And so I'm seeing a lot of that in 2023, like a lot of these smaller communities and smaller silos that are doing just incredible work to transform and to again divest. Like this whole ease thing that I was talking about in 2023, that ease is going to be cultivated in a way that we can feel empowered to do something different. Right now we are so indoctrinated that we feel so disempowered to be able to change the status quo because it's mental. And so these systems, the government and these big corporations, it's like this mind controlling, mind numbing thing. And so it's going to be so important that you take your power back, divesting again from social media, divesting from the news, divesting from the matrix in order for you to be able to see clearly alternative options, to see clearly what these jobs are doing to you, or what the food that you're eating is doing to you, what the toxicity in the environment, what is the because when you can't see clearly, when you can't feel clearly, you feel like you don't have any options. You feel like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna go vote. I'm just gonna, allow the government to continue. I'm just gonna just be here, and yeah, I'm just gonna, this is just how it is. And so you feel very disempowered when you don't have that clarity. And then getting that clarity is going to require us to really step outside of the box and to be creative and to nurture and cultivate different relationships and communities, that are going to change and transform things. And so, and it's going to be easy. That's what it keeps coming. Spirit keeps coming back and keeps saying, like, and it's going to be easy, with ease, because things will be so as you become more open, as you become more in tune, as the energies continue to permeate in the planet, there are just some things that you are just not going to be able to tolerate anymore. And so coming into 2023, it's going to be like, no, I can't tolerate the toxicity. Like, no, I have to fix this relationship. Like, oh no, I have to heal this thing because I don't want to feel this way anymore. So everything is going to be again dropping down, dropping back into our bodies, dropping back into our intuition, and being in alignment with what is true for us, our natural state of being. And so spirit is also saying nature, 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 getting in tune with nature. Nature is your natural state of being. And so many of us have gotten away from that. We're living in these concrete jungles. We are not honoring the cycles of the moon and the cycles of the sun, and getting outside and getting fresh air and being around greenery and getting into green spaces. All of those things will provide so much clarity, wisdom, insight, and intuition as you move into this next phase of life, into this next season, into this next cycle. Again, I'm getting that it's going to be a radical um, cutting of cords of such, but it's going to be ease, just like that. A lot of, again, a lot of dissension, but it's not going to be loud. It's not going to be like these loud protest. Everything is going to be, I keep hearing, with ease, like this flow. Next year is going to be quiet. It's going to be quiet, but nonetheless powerful. So it's that feeling. That's what I just heard. Silent but deadly. Silent but deadly. Because we're going to be moving very stealthily um, into our own healing and empowerment, like, clandestinely, like behind the radar, you know. Um, and so, Yeah, that is what I'm seeing and getting from 2023. Um a lot of yes, a lot of revelations, a lot of truth telling, a lot of storytelling, still more to be uncovered and more to be discovered. And so again, uh continued radical awakenings that will happen in various parts of the planet. And even, yeah, that's coming to me too, is that in some parts, we're going to be witnessing, in some parts, especially within the United States, a period of mass exodus. Again, the toxicity is going to become, or already is, and is becoming so unbearable. But the thing about it is that people are going to realize that they have choices. People are going to realize, like, I really don't have to be here. Like, I really could go someplace else. Like, I really can, I really can do something different, because again, that clarity, that wisdom, that intuition is going to come through, and it's going to move you into different places and spaces where you can explore more opportunities, where you can create different realities, where you can go to other places where the energy is not as dense, and set up shop. Or I'm gonna start this clothing line in Ghana. I'm gonna, so it's gonna be more of that in 2023. Again, people being radically creative about their lives, about their purpose, about their plan, about what they want. And look to the young folks, because they don't have that same fear that a lot of the older folks have, and pushing against the status quo. And so you're going to see a lot of that in 2023. And so I think I'll pause and stop here. I'm going to look and see if I have any thoughts or comments out here. And sometimes I have said that it is sometimes hard to see comments with Restream. So if I don't get to your comments right away, I will check them out in the rebroadcast. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. A couple of people coming through. Right. And so let me see. Let me just check in anything else. Again, that's coming through, is that it's going to be so important for us to be radical about our health. 2023 is going to bring about an incredible awareness in terms of all the ways that we show up, about the impact that being unhealthy, and again, not just physically, not just, this is going to be deeper, it's going to go beyond, going to the gym, and it is going to be looking at every aspect of our health, of our health and wellness, our mental, our physical, our spiritual, our emotional, um, because all of those things have been so out of whack and heightened. And so next year is going to be about harmonizing those, bringing them into balance, and doing it with ease, with ease, with ease, with ease. Um, and so, yeah, so I'll stop there. And I thank you for indulging me tonight, to try to get some high level perspectives on what we can look forward to in 2023. It's got to be a year of creation, so like flipping to, I don't want to, I don't ascribe to everything being bad or negative. It's just a way for you to be clear about what is potentially in alignment for you. But yeah, it's also going to be a year of a lot of creativity. Yeah, a lot of creativity, a lot of creation, a lot of doing things differently, a lot of pushing back against the status quo, but pushing back in a way that is very therapeutic, healing, empowering. And so, yeah, so it's going to be a year where we can breathe a little bit, right? The energies are going to allow us to kind of be at ease and breathe, a little bit and be more in a flow and not this constant pushing and fighting and yelling and screaming. And so, yeah, those are the things that are coming to me for 2023. And so, in closing, it is going to be very important, as always, for you to be mindful of your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health as we transition into this new cycle. And keep that in the back of your mind, like this theme of ease. If it's not of ease, it is not your experience. If it's not of ease, it's not in alignment. And so you must find a way to be in alignment with that power and that energy of flow. It's going to be all about flow. And so if you wish to continue this discussion, or you would like more insight, or for me to do a personal reading for you, for a limited time, just until the end of the year, I will be offering 20% off of my intuitive readings and spiritual life coaching sessions. So if you want to work with me one on one, please do. I would be excited to work with you. And as long as you book it, you can book it for any time in the future, January, February, whenever. But as long as it's booked by December 31st, you get the 20% off. Also, as I entered into the space, I talked a lot about reflection. So a good way to reflect and set your intentions for the next year is through doing vision boards. And so I actually have a course in Journey University called Vision Boarding, and it's free. And so I'll put the link in the comments. So if you are interested and you want to take the vision boarding course, I would highly recommend it. We do some meditating, we do some grounding, so you can really open yourself up to set your intentions for the new year. And, I go through all of the materials and things that you can use to create a powerful and impactful vision board. And so again, that course is free. So click on the link and take the course and enjoy it. And so please, any questions, comments, thoughts, leave them in the comment box. I wish you all a very, very, very happy holiday, whatever that means to you, and a very happy new year and ease as you are moving into the new year and through the winter solstice. I love you all. Talk to you in the new year. Pieces.